Welcome back, everyone. This is Alex for the Coaster Spot, and we're back at Hersheypark for a quick update of Wildcat's Revenge, the new for 2023 Rocky Mountain construction hybrid coaster, replacing the old Wildcats. Very early in the morning, we're on our way down to King's Dominion to check out what's going on during their winter season. So we'll have a video on that very shortly if you want to check that out as well. But mostly going to be a drone update as it's very early and the gardens are closed. But here's a quick look at all the progress they've made really this week. They've really worked on that back turnaround, as you'll see from the footage as we go up into the air. But looking fantastic as usual. Unfortunately, no new track, I don't believe. But lots of new track has arrived, it looks like. So we'll count all that stuff up and we'll let you know. Let's go to the air. Beautiful morning here in Hershey. As we start flying up, I would appreciate it if you could subscribe if you haven't already. It is always free. Like this video and share it with all your friends. So as things are revealing itself, there were 3 sections of the ride where a new structure was added. The section leading into the brake run is the first one and the easiest to see. And then a bunch of new track was delivered this week. 6 pieces that were already on site last week have been moved right below the bottom of the underflip. And if we look over at the station, lots of progress there. The roof over what is going to be the load station was completed, and they started to do the final roofing on that little extension that they built between the 2 stations. And if we look right behind that, you can see that more of that ornamental roof work was added to the storage building. I believe it's not going to actually have a slanted roof, but it should look pretty good from the midway regardless. And we also can see that storage track has already been added, it looks like, to at least that one bay, and I imagine all 3 of them have it. We just can't see it exactly from this angle. And we can also see that the beginnings of the transfer table have been added, the supports, the rails. We pointed those out last week in the parking lot storage area, and they're now gone. So they've obviously been added now. So as we rotate around the site at 400 feet, first thing to point out is that very little, if any, structure was actually removed this week. That's kind of a rarity as the updates have gone, but you know, there's not that much left to remove, but I'm sure they'll still find more that needs to be removed. But we're going to focus now on all the foundation work that's been done. That last turn right before the brake run in Final Hills has some footers dug. And then up in the center there, you can see that the footers for the approach to Lift Hill are still there. I don't think they've actually poured their foundations yet. And you can see that the second footer for the Lift Hill, if I'd looked at the renderings and last week's update, I would have noticed that, yeah, they were starting to dig that out and expand that footer for all the support needs that it needs. And it has the bracing up, and then the anchors are set in place for when they pour that concrete. And if we take a quick look at the brake run, you can see a bunch of wooden planks have been placed on top of it, leading me to believe that they will be building out that catwalk that will be placed right to the side of the track. And let's take a look at that giant turnaround where they had chopped off a bunch of the structure last week. You can see right behind it, a bunch of structure has been added to strengthen it, because this is where the first wave turn is going to be placed. And the last bit of structure added is exiting the 0G stall. They built that up quite a bit, and you can just look to the left on that work table where they've already constructed a new bend to be lifted into place very soon. Here's the storage lot, always exciting, and I believe 16 pieces of track have been delivered this week, making for a total of 24 pieces track on site. And the other things to note is all those boxes in the back there, if you're wondering what those are, those hold all the bolts, plates, the connectors that the track sits on, all the stuff that's needed to put this thing together. And I also love to remind you of my social media accounts on Twitter and on Instagram. It's the Coaster Spot, where we post pictures of the construction site minutes after they're taken usually, and you can get high resolution photos where you can do some sleuthing and check out all the detail. If I missed anything, definitely comment down below. I love to hear feedback. finally, this shot is pretty cool because it's taken at about 140 feet, which is obviously going to be the height of that lift hill. So it gives you an idea how tall it's going to be. Even taller than that underflip, which is just absolutely dominating the skyline. If you're approaching from Trogs, which I highly suggest if you're of age, it just is so much taller than Wildcat was, peeking over Laugh Track when you're approaching. It's quite astonishing, really. So thanks for watching. This has been Alex for the Coaster Spot. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back in about a week or two.